My name is Dan Hough and I'm 29. It was a long time ago that I started, but I think probably I really like performing music, and I like having the challenge of like having people watch, and it forces you to be better. And so when I saw that there was a license scheme, I thought, this is great. I can just, I can just have an audience whenever I want to, and so it just seemed like the right thing to do. I really like performing. It's basically the reason why. Absolutely, yeah. So today, normally people just walk right by and they don't really pay much attention, and so it doesn't matter if I make a mistake, which does happen a lot because I've been playing for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Today, when this Croatian school group comes along, they started singing first of all, like along with me, I was like shocked, and then they all kind of just made a semicircle around me, and then I was just like starting to sweat, like, oh god, I've got a real audience here, and if I screw it up, then they're gonna know. Yeah, so it's pretty nerve-wracking sometimes. Well, I suppose getting to the license process, you have to kind of do this audition. So this is for the underground, right? You have to do an audition. I think having that license was like a push of like, oh, you better bloody well use this. But it's just kind of the excitement of seeing what it would be like to be one of these buskers, because you see them everywhere. Before I was busking, I just saw them around and thought, they're part of the landscape. They were tourist attraction themselves. And I thought it'd be really cool to be part of a tourist attraction, like to be part of London's landscape. I've kind of left a mark on some tourists' minds, that sort of thing. That's quite an exciting motivator, I think. Yeah, okay, so it's pretty cool. Charing Cross Station has like this unused platform that's sometimes used for filming of TV shows, or like sometimes people take tours and stuff. I think they closed it down in the 90s, but basically you sign up to do the audition, and then they pretty much accept everybody for the this is back in 2013. And you go to Charing Cross Station and you tell them, oh, I'm here for the busking audition, and they take you to this door. This is like hidden away in the station, this anonymous looking door, and they open the door and you go down and there's a completely empty platform. It's so eerie, and it's got all these old signs that you never see anywhere else. And then you get down there and it's like X Factor. There's like, there's 3 people there. There's a guy called Mike Varney who's now not part of the scheme anymore. He's just sitting there with his TFO uniform. There's kind of a country western looking guy, and then there's a dude like who's got like a leather jacket on. He's kind of like sunglasses. He's like, and they're all kind of just sitting there looking like stereotypes. It's really funny. And they're like, all right, what have you got? And you just kind of start playing. And halfway through playing, I think it was New Shoes by Paladini, it was like, oh, that's enough. And I stopped. And it's like this silence. They were like, can I play anything else? They were like, nah, it's fine. And then I just had to go. It was so bizarre. I think they filmed it as well. Yeah, but these days, so the most recent auditions were actually televised. I think it was on ITV or something like that. So it was more like a reality TV show. But it's the same thing, but they just put it on TV this time. When I did it, they didn't put it on TV. Yeah, it's quite intense. Anyway, once I went away, and then I basically got an email a couple of weeks later saying, hey, you've got a license. And they just send you a license in the mail, and suddenly you can just book whenever you want. It was super exciting. I remember writing like a blog post about it and putting it on my website and going like, oh my god, I can't believe I've got a busking license, this is amazing, I'm going to be like on the tube all the time. And then for like a whole year I was booking loads and loads and loads and loads. And then kind of life got in the way a little bit, I took a break, and yeah. But now I'm doing it quite a lot these days. Yeah, it was a huge accomplishment. Like it felt like a big step in terms of music. I don't really know whether I want to have a musical career that's like my main thing, but like it does give you the opportunity to explore the idea of being a professional musician, which is quite nice. I didn't do well, but it was really, really exciting, and I definitely had probably one of the most enthusiastic sessions I've ever done, because it was also new.
Yeah, brilliant.
And I think people talk to me even then, like having a stranger come up to you and start talking about music is really weird. Like they see you as a public figure now, like I said, you're part of the tourist landscape, right, or the tourism landscape, and it was a mixture of like a sense of gratitude and utter terror. It was really great, really good fun. I love it when that happens, honestly, because like even if it's a day where I make a lot of money, but no one's really interacting with me, it's kind of boring. It's nice to have breaks every now and then where people come up and just chat. A little bit, yeah. I haven't made any friends that I kind of keep in regular touch with, but I joined like a Facebook group. And today, when I arrived at Leicester Square, there was a busker there who was playing on a banjo, and we started chatting, and she told me about some like her experience in Leicester Square stuff. And then we exchanged contact details because she said she had a spare amp to sell. And it turns out she's been following me on Instagram for ages about to do with busking because she's really new to it. So that was quite cool. Like, but I think that I'd really like to do that. Like, I have this blog which I'm keeping track of all the different stations I go to. So when I go home, I'll write about Leicester Square and what it was like. And part of that, I'd like to just make connections with buskers so that they can sort of talk about their experiences too. The point of it for me, it's a similar sort of thing to what you're doing, but more like targeted at buskers themselves. I want people to feel comfortable coming into the whole world and go like, where are the best places to play? What can I expect? And how can I be better and stuff? And, you know, help them tell that story and help people improve and stuff. So
like a blog.
It is a blog. It's a blog about busking and like hopefully something that people can learn something from. So I kind of do need to make some friends in that. Yeah, I'm trying to.
Well, through us as well.
Hey, go to my blog. Yeah, I think I would. Especially, I was a bit more nervous about it a few years ago. I didn't really know what to do. Like, you know how most people don't really know what they want to do with their lives in their 20s. And even in 30s and 40s, people just never figure it out. But I have kind of learned over the last few years about myself that I do quite like doing entertainment. And I think it could be something I do, but it's a lot of work. I'm not quite ready to take the plunge and quit my day job yet, but I can see it happening at some time in the future if it continues going well. Oh yeah, so actually a recent thing I started doing is stand-up comedy, and I did like a course for that because I realised that it was kind of fun. And so I've been doing that for about 2 months now, and some of that plays with the music quite well because I've written loads of music since I was like 16 years old. And I realised during the stand-up comedy course that all our music is kind of comedy music. I just thought it was stupid, like really tongue-in-cheek, silly stuff, but it is meant to be comic. And so I realised, hey, I could join these two worlds together. So it may take that form, but I do like playing music like seriously. I wouldn't consider it comedy music in the sense of like Weird Al. I mean, he's a really good musician, but he does very, very silly stuff, and I want my stuff to be kind of like social commentary, but funny social commentary sort of thing. I've only been gigging a bit for stand-up comedy recently, so I haven't done any music on stage with jokes yet, but I'm gonna figure it out soon. I really enjoy playing Torn, Natalie Imbruglia's song. Actually, it was originally, her version is actually a cover. It was written by a band in the 90s called Edna Swap, and no one knows that. And I used to listen to it all the time, and then he took it off Spotify for some reason, so now you have to go on YouTube to listen to it. Edna Swap. It's so much sadder when they sing it. I love Natalie Imbriglia's version though. Imbruglia. So I play kind of something more like hers. It's just such a good song, and it always reminds me of this like hilarious video I saw on YouTube years ago, this guy miming along to the lyrics, and he just goes, "I'm torn." He doesn't. Anyway, it's a whole stand-up routine, but it's a really great song. It's insanely emotional and like deep and about loss and like sadness and like loving someone. I quite like the fact that it's obviously written by a woman. I like to kind of gender swap the lyrics, and I think some people kind of like the idea of a man singing a woman's song or a woman singing a man's song. I really like it when that happens. Like, you know, the same emotions are still there regardless of your gender, right? So I just love singing it. It's really good fun. Lets me belt out quite a lot, which is great fun. Yeah. So there's a songs there's one called Board, which I like playing. I don't think people really get it on the tube. They like the way it sounds, but they're not really listening to the music and the lyrics most of the time. They're just listening to they're not listening to the lyrics, they're listening to the music. So I think they enjoy that quite a lot. But for me, it's really about the lyrics. It's about growing up and like getting bored with life and moving out to the countryside and all that stuff. I've got like this song about London getting full up because there's like so many people and every house is now an office instead of all that stuff. Yeah, I've got loads of songs. A lot of songs about really mundane life things. I've got one about pigeons actually. It's called Swarm of Grey, which I played today. It's basically about how much I hate pigeons because they're horrible and they always fly into my face. So it's very London orientated songs, yeah.
No, I like that shade of grey though, that's nice. So if so, what's the one you'd like viewers to listen to most?
Of my original music?
Of your original music.
Well, the only one that I've got recorded right now is Bored, so probably that. But when I actually get it recorded, there's another one called Foolish Dreams of Youth, which is really fun, but it's very short, and it's about the mundanity, is that a word? Mundanity of working in an office. It's kind of like a sarcastic, like, oh, I love working in an office, it's so great, here's all the reasons why I love it kind of song. When I recorded that one, people listen to that, but for now, bored.
Would you give us like a little sneak peek clip of like a one sentence of that song?
Of the Foolish Dreams of Youth? Yeah. Working, should I sing it?
Sing it.
It goes, working in an office is so thrilling, what a lark. I really love the lunches, walking in the local... Yeah, it's good fun.
So,
Oh, hey, it's the Spice Girls. They were we got a selfie earlier.
Hello.
Hey, Spice Girls. It's probably going to be controversial if any other buskers see this. I really love performing at Southwark because it's got this enormous hall, like really big hall with ceilings like, 20 feet high. And it's really quiet. People kind of don't come close. I never make much money there. In fact, it's the place where I've made the least money. But the acoustics are so good, and you can really just like belt out the music, and it just echoes and reverberates throughout the hall. It just sounds really good, and it's really good fun. It's not a great place to make money though. The best place to make money I found so far is Tottenham Court Road, pitch number 2. So that's good if you want to make some money, but it can be quite stressful because it's so busy. Well, I don't really perform overground much because I've got this license, and so I've got an easy access to these very exclusive areas. So I guess I prefer underground, but there's very few times I've done overground. People are much more willing to stop and listen and like interact. Which is quite nice as well, yeah. But I think I prefer overground. I'm sorry, underground mostly, because it's just, Okay, well, so I saw that it was a charity album, and it goes to Thames Reach, right? Obviously, as a Londoner, you see like your face of seeing homelessness, the effects of like not having enough housing for people and people not being able to look after themselves every day. Like there's homeless people everywhere. So that was quite a big thing. Like knowing that it was going to the cause was great. On a more selfish note, I just thought it'd be really fun. Like I like the idea of being part of a big project that lots of other buskers are doing, because busking is just so liberating and so much fun, and you can, like, sort of being part of something to encourage it and get people noticed for their hard work. I think that would be really nice, because people work really hard at their busking, and it's kind of cool that you're doing an album for it. So that's why. My thing, as I've been told by lots of people, and I think I agree, is just I really get very energetic when I'm playing music, and I think people really enjoy that energy. It's like just explodes. Even if the music for some reason isn't going well or I make a mistake, I'm always having fun, and I think people always have fun when they listen as a result of that. As for the album in general, like, there's just going to be so much good talent on it. Like, I've seen buskers all over the city, and most of them are way better than me, and I love listening to them. And it's just unheard. You don't get. They don't get anywhere near as much of the attention they should for the incredible work they do. So I think people should listen to that. See what's out there. Oh god, I can't think of anything now. Just try and be as friendly and as grateful as you can, because people are taking the time to listen to your music, and they sometimes slow down or take out their headphones to listen to you. So when people give you money, like, tell them how much you appreciate it. It makes their day. Like, you can really turn someone's day around by busking. You really can. All it takes is like playing this one song that they love so much, and hearing that on their commute, which has been horrible so far, and they hear that and suddenly they're like, this is the best day of the week. Seriously, people have told me that before, and it's so encouraging. So yeah.